Hello, hello, hello. The doctor is in.
No way. Not today, Dr. Sniffs. Nobody here is interested in any type of checkup.
Don't worry. I'm not here to perform checkups on any people.
Thank goodness.
I'm here for a goat.
A what?
No, not a what? A goat. What are not animals but goats? Oh, however, they are animals. Well, at least I think they are. I've only been a vet for maybe 5 minutes now.
You're a vet now? Like a veterinarian? An animal doctor?
Sure am. I mean, my human patients were acting kind of squirrely. Squirrely, get it? Squirrely? Squirrels are animals. At least, I think they are animals. I've only been a vet for, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes now. Wait, where's my watch? Did you eat my watch?
Why would I eat your watch?
Well, you're a goat, aren't you?
Do I look like a goat to you?
I have no idea.
Dr. Sniffs, this may be hard for you to understand, but we really need to get on with today's segment.
Oh, no, I perfectly understand. I mean, you're going to tell everyone about...
No, you don't.
Do what?
That thing you do. That thing you do when you show up and you magically know what I'm about to say before I say it, and you interrupt me when I'm trying to do a segment. It's so frustrating.
It'll be okay, little goat.
I don't even know why I try with you. I need help.
Well, you know, when you have a need, you go to Jesus first. I mean, that is what you were going to say, right?
Yeah, I give in. That is what I was going to say. But I was also going to add that Jesus is the ultimate provider of our needs. I don't even know why I would go to anyone else.
That is good advice. And you know, God already knows what you need before you ask.
You're right, Dr. Sniffs. That's what I was going to tell everyone, is that God will provide, always. And you know, I was going to apologize to you for something.
Oh yeah, for eating my watch. I knew it, you bad goat.
No, I didn't eat your watch. But I wanted to apologize for getting so aggravated with you. I think God provided you to help us with the segments. So thank you so much.
Oh, it's no problem. But I do have a confession to make. I'm not a real doctor. I know, big surprise.
Yeah, real shocker there.
I'm actually a dentist. Well, what's a dentist again?
They work on teeth?
Ah, awesome! Who wants a checkup?
No way!
Come back here, little goat. Okay, bye everybody. The doctor is out. Where are you?
Oh my gosh. That
What happened?
crazy doctor came at me with pliers trying to be a dentist now. It was crazy.
I don't believe I want to see it.
You'll see it. Let's just get started.
All right.
Good morning, everyone. We can't wait to share the exciting story we have for you today. It has something to do with fishing. And let's see what our reporter on the scene has to say about it. Over to you, Ima.
Hey guys, I'm a messenger here and I have some information for you. So about this whole money fish thing, I know what happened, okay? This is what happened. Jesus and the disciples arrived at a town called Capernaum. And one of Jesus's disciples, Peter, was approached by some of the temple tax collectors. They got in his face and said, "Doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax?" Peter was surprised, but he responded back to the tax collectors. "Of course he does." But now Peter was in a tough situation. He had just promised these tax collectors that he and Jesus were going to pay this tax. The problem is, Peter had left his fishing business behind, so he didn't have a way of making any more money. He was probably just a little bit worried about how in the world he was actually going to pay this tax. So Peter went to go find Jesus and bring his need to Jesus' attention. He went to the house where Jesus was staying. The moment Peter walked up to him, Jesus spoke to him even before Peter could tell him why he was there. So Jesus said, "What do you think, Peter? Do kings tax their own people or foreigners they have conquered?" Peter had to be shocked. Jesus was asking him a question about taxes even before he said anything to him about it. So Jesus went on to say, we don't want to offend anyone, so we should just pay the temple tax. Then Jesus told Peter, go down to the lake and throw in a fishing line. Open the mouth of the first fish you catch, and you will find a coin. Take the coin and go pay the tax for you and me. Whoa, what a crazy idea! But Jesus told Peter what to do, and Peter obeyed. Can you imagine what it must have been like for Peter? So he went down to the lake, put out a fishing line, pulled in the first fish, reached into the fish's mouth, and pulled out a coin to pay the temple tax. Can you imagine how awesome it must have been for him to go back to those tax collectors and hand them a coin with fish guts all over it? It must have been so much fun. Remember, when you have a need, though, God can provide, even in the strangest of ways. I think that story is so awesome. Well, I'm a messenger here, and I'm sending you back to the Wright sisters. Bye.
Wow, how crazy is that? Thank you, Alma, for that story. Let's learn today's power verse. And God will generously provide all you need. 2 Corinthians 9:8.
Awesome power verse. You know how in our Bible story today, Peter had a need, a big need? Have you ever been there? I mean, have you ever had a huge need that you just didn't know how you were going to take care of? Maybe you owed your brother money and didn't have the money to pay him back. Or maybe you had something you really needed to buy for school, but your parents just didn't have the money to buy it. Well, we all have moments in our lives where we have a huge need. We have some choices we can make in those moments. We can freak out, or we can worry ourselves half to death. We could do those things, but will those things help take care of the need we have? Of course not. Peter didn't do any of those things either. And instead, Peter did something that all of us need to do when we have a big need. After the temple tax collectors asked him about the taxes that were owed, Peter went to find Jesus and bring his need to Jesus' attention. He went straight to the house where Jesus was staying, and he was going to find Jesus and ask him to help him. That is a lesson for you and I. When you have a need, come to Jesus first.
Peter didn't go off trying to figure out how he was going to pay the tax. He didn't come up with some crazy plan of selling brownies or putting on a magic show in order to raise the money to pay the tax. His first thought was, I must go talk to Jesus. You see, when we have a need, we must go talk to Jesus first. He is the one who can help us with our need. Did you notice that when Peter walked in to tell Jesus about his need, Jesus already knew all about it? Jesus started talking to Peter about his tax need before Peter could even mention it. What does that teach us? God knows what you need before you ask. Jesus already knew that Peter was worried about the taxes he owed, so Jesus told him what to do about it even before Peter asked about it. See, sometimes we begin to wonder if God really knows what's going on in our lives. We wonder if He really knows what we are going through. But He knows. He knows about our every need even before we ask Him about it. Just like Jesus told Peter what to do and he obeyed it, we must trust and obey whatever God tells us to do also. As we are faithful, God will provide.
You know, Peter thought there was no way he was going to be able to afford the temple tax. But he followed Jesus' instructions. He went down to the lake and cast his fishing line into the sea. It might have made more sense for Peter to put a net into the sea, right?
That way, he could have caught more fish and had a better chance of catching the right fish. But Jesus didn't tell him to get a net. Jesus said to throw out a line and pull in the first fish he caught. He pulled in that fish, reached into the fish's mouth, and pulled out a coin. That was enough to pay for his taxes and Jesus' taxes. Isn't that awesome? God provided. No matter what need you have, God knows all about it. It doesn't matter how big it is. God is bigger. He may provide for that need in a way that you never would have thought he would. I'm sure Peter never thought he would be paying his taxes with fish money, but God knew, and God provides for his children. We must trust him and expect him to take care of our every need.
Wow, it's so amazing how we can trust God like that. That just goes to show us that it's never too late for a miracle. Thank you for joining us on the breaking news.
The right sisters are out.